Hey you, so on this video, gold and silver, where do we go from here? I'm just going to be talking on my views on gold and silver and my game plan moving forward from here, i.e. gold and silver collector coins and gold and silver bullion coins, normal bullion coins, and just give my views and thoughts on how I see the scene currently. So jumping straight into this, I'm going to jump straight on gold and silver collector coins, as we've had at time of release the recent 2018 silver and gold swan releases, and to no surprise it's been one big debacle. I mean, I've got a pal out in Australia and he told me Perth Mint are officially in on the shady business now, as they had put a limit. I don't know if they've done that before, but it's not unheard of. I know they've done some type of a limit before, but on a release like this, and I mean that you obviously test the waters on your first release. That would have been the 2017 swans, but now they had the 2018. Apparently Perth had restricted all buyers to this 10 maximum purchase. I believe that blockage was up for 48 hours, which gave other dealers, i.e. APMEX, I forgot the name of the main big secondary dealer out there, but they were selling the coin for $10 more. So, I mean, you look at something like that, and then you need to understand, when you have the mint plus the dealers in bed, which has always been the case, but normally you would have thought you could always rely on the mint to come correct on pricing, whereas they technically did do that, but they came real shady on the limit. Say what you want, it's not a common practice. It's only on coins now where you're going to be getting this overall frenzy and hype over, and that of course is going to be, I mean, if you look at since the beginning of the year, they've had, now mind you, I've not jumped in on none of these. I've done a video on down near Phoenix Tiger, so we've had the emus released. I didn't bother to get in on those. There was a pretty decent bird, but you know, APMEX obviously got their dibs first. They done what they had to do. You had the same little frenzy and shady tactics going on. You had the, you know, I've done no videos on the swans, but you know, you had them releasing the images, you know, priming everybody up for that greasing. Then you had them, you know, individuals contacting them regarding pricing. So they really kept you waiting. And it's no big secret that they've been really finger picking what they wanted to go through. So if they had thousands, you better believe all 1,000 went through for grading, and it's not costing them like it would cost your average buyer or, you know, sender, collector. So you had that situation there where they was doing that because they had head charge. You had the swans, and this is from Perth Mint, I'm reading off here, since the beginning of the year. You had the emus, you now have the dragon tiger coming out, and you could only imagine what the situation is going to be with that coin. I personally chose not to get involved on any of these. Why? Because for me, on all my previous videos and all my previous pickups, these were tactics and, you know, actions that the mint and dealers wasn't really taking. As I've said many a times before, it just really goes to show the hard times that they're going through. And, you know, they're being real scrupulous. They're giving nothing left over for the little man. You could only imagine they're having to go to these lengths to really milk any coin that comes out or anything. They most definitely are paying 100% more attention to what's going on here. But there was individuals that done more than enough videos on the swans and clearly stated that they wasn't going to be picking up the coin. But as you saw, and I've mentioned many a times, I'm not that naive to do a video and say, hey guys, don't pick it up. The coin still flew off the shelves, you know. So we're in a situation where they're selling. So it just means an individual like myself who may have not done a video in the past, picking up the coin, you know, showing it, giving a bit of free PR for them. I'm going to be checking myself out. We're stuck in a situation now where it's the silent coins that are doing the best in there. And this is why I always refer back to these ones. I mentioned last time that this was a mint that was paying attention when they done the 100 on the current release of the nautical ounce. Now I stick to that. There was individuals in the comments saying they just realized they couldn't sell 188, but they always had a very low mintage. A mintage to me, that should be a baseline across the board. And that was 100 gold, you know, 1,000 silver proof. And on the BU it was unlimited. But I always thought, in the current times when there's not that much interest, especially in the collector market, those were fantastic numbers. I knew they would be increasing the coins, but not to the speed that they've done it with. Now, what separates these guys is that they've obviously realized that and changed that, but also the next best thing for me is that me being in Europe, I get to get first dibs on these from the European dealers. Now, there's one thing that is a benefit from getting it from these dealers. You may have the same wrestle with the price, but you're not going to have no shady business when they're being sent off for grading and cherry picking. Grading in Europe is not that much of a big thing at all, especially the European dealers. It's not something that they do. So you know when you're coming, and this is why you don't see a lot of the Rwandan coins graded from individuals like APMEX or Modern Coin Mart, because they get what they're allocated and they have to just sell them on from there. So it kind of stifles them, and that's another reason why I absolutely love these coins. You had the Korean Chi Wu coins, and you saw what APMEX done to them. They literally got in there and just, you know, at one point it was a fantastic coin, not saying it isn't, but the first coin was just going from strength to strength. And they came in and gave you the same coin, you know, in a fractional size, but with different colored cards. I'm not saying they're not selling well, but for me, those kind of actions and you know, just that whole practice doesn't tickle my fancy at all. So I've technically checked out. There's going to be coins I do like. I know it's a double-edged sword. I do a video saying coin of interest. It's not their base point that they'll think, okay, he's done a video, but the more individuals that do that video, you know, who's buying them, because they're flying off the shelves. So I'll still be doing that, but I've not picked up none of these coins to date. I still have a backlog of collector coins that I'm going to be working on to see what I'm going to be doing from there. But moving forward, I'm technically checked out, unless I can get some real good sweet deals from the European dealers that I'm in conversations with, and I always put these dealers out for those asking. Then it'll be something that I'll just be sitting back on. I don't know what they're going to do on the resale. I've been asked that a few times on whether individuals should pick up the 2018 Swan. Personally, I think it's a good bet. The Swans are a fantastic coin. You've got the kookaburras that they've been doing for a very long time that have done well. I think, and here's a hint for APMEX, another thing, because it wouldn't surprise me if they've got a backlog of coins getting produced by the Perth Mint, but you know, something like a gold kookaburra is going to get a lot of tails wagging. So they ain't out of ideas, but it's one of those situations where you see a big corporation just comfortable in their current position and not really putting any money into marketing and bringing out Ghostbuster coins and glow-in-the-dark T-Rex coins when they could really be doing a lot. So this is why I've favoured over to this side on the Rwandan coins for my collector coin to go to. It's still got a long way before it can really get, you know, fiddled with like a lot of these other coins from a lot of the other mints, including the Royal Mint. You know, that damn near milk the Queen's Beast to every single size possible, plausible. You get APMEX doing the same. They're the biggest distributors and dealers in America, so they get the pick of the litter really. And any mint's going to want to do business with them, so they're in a situation where they're really laughing. So for me, moving forward, tomorrow they can bring out the new Star Moon Perth Mint, you know, 20k mintage, and hush hush, you know, a month later they bring out the gold 5k. I've mentioned what I think of that already. The new 5k mintage on a lot of these coins, you know, you've still got the Dragon Phoenix, the Swans that could easily be picked up. It's going to be many years before they're going to do anything great. In comparison to older years, yes, that is a very nice mintage, but it's, look how long it took. A lot of grumbling and a lot of coins, they were still selling out at the 300k. I mean, you still have these kind of series where you get, you know, the situation where they're 300k and then you've got the new Swans. So you look at the Swans and the kookaburras, although they've got a much stronger collector base and fan base, the Swans for the new modern collector, you know, they highlight these things for a reason. The lower mintage and basically new kid on the block is going to appeal to more. So I don't know where these kind of coins are going to lay. For me, I've stopped it at this. I've got the 2-ounce collections, and these had a lot more options to them, so these are still always the best option. But moving forward on the collector coins, we're just going to really have to see how it plays out. I'll be mentioning them. I can see good plays in them. It's just that I could not see myself being able to do on what I done with the last one collection. And that could also be another heads up. If you can get the first coin and mint and deal and not know what they have on their hands, and that's going to be a no-no. Even when the 2017 Swans were released, individuals knew it was something new, something fresh on the block. But I just don't think the dealers on a lot of the new coins, but it didn't happen with the emus, it didn't stop APMEX from really going in hard straight off the bat. So on collector coins, that's where I basically stand when it comes to gold and silver and where I go from here. I'm going to be working on a lot of the older coins that I have in bulk to just load up on the stuff I'm showing now. So when it comes to normal standard bullion, I'm still on track. I'm still stacking out of the collector coins and putting it into these coins. We've recently seen war, and it didn't do a lot for the spot price on metals. I've always said I want a smaller, lower price to really get my tongue wagging and have me. There's been no fresh funds I've put into metals as of recent. There's a few trades I've got in the pipelines. It's going to be very interesting to see how those play out. So that's definitely an option when it comes to current gold. Also, you know, prices are where they are. Individuals have mentioned a few times to me on my thoughts on platinum, and I still have these platinum elephants. That was a fantastic purchase. Platinum is looking very attractive, especially at the current price, and it may be something that I may go on to really stack a bit more of, even instead of gold, because it's one that's greatly down from its original spot price. Even when I picked up these platinum coins and done a video on them, the spot price on platinum is dipped even lower. So it's a real beautiful opportunity there. It's just a lot of the coins. I mean, this is a proof limited edition coin I got cheaper than I could have picked up, say for instance the Queen's Beast platinum coin. So we're just gonna have to really see how that goes, but it's still a fantastic option. There's no new funds I'm currently putting in. I've got a lot of collector coins that I'm in talks with and trading out to get the purchase of more bulk in metals, but that's where I currently see it going from here. You know, it's going to be, when it comes to standard bullion, where I'm going from here is definitely still loading up on it, using a lot of the older collector coins I've got from there. When it comes to the collector coins, I can't see it getting better. When you have the mints and the most popular, you know, the best of the worst, in cahoots with the dealers, basically starving everybody out, and not to forget to mention that after they done that 48-hour choke out, you know, 10 coins per customer, they were sold out. So I think if anything, APMEX was able to sell them on, purchased a load more off of them, and then, you know, Perth Mint kept them happy. It's business in the end of the day. Perth Mint are able to keep one of their biggest buyer, you know, happy, and you know, the mint gets to sell these coins straight off the bat. You only need to think about, maybe go on Perth Mint or APMEX and look at the hundreds of coins that don't sell. So you only see this practice on a few. An individual recently contacted me and silently stacking, shout out to you, and done a video on the, I believe it was the new Wedgetail Eagles, and I was mentioning that that is where a lot of the opportunities lay now, on the coins that these vampires, APMEX and co, ain't focusing on. It's those coins that you can really pick up and, you know, let them marinate a little and see what happens from there. They still have the desirable mintage, still a strong design, but it's just not at the top of the pick. So there are opportunities out there, but where I decide to dip my toe in, you know, who knows. But platinum's definitely an option when it comes to standard bullion that I'll be looking at increasing on my platinum stack. Gold, it's at a fantastic price right now. Any individual getting in and wanting to stack the safe, well, I'll definitely say load up. Silver had it spiked the other day, nobody could tell you why, but it's back down to low levels. Gold is at a pretty decent price, and so is platinum, as a lot of individuals always ask me about. So that's where I currently see gold and silver going from here, from my own personal viewpoint. It'd be fantastic to know what you guys' game plan is. Where do you see it going from here? Is the collector coin market absolutely dead cheap? Was you screaming this over bloody murder last year, you know, when coins were out and people were saying there was no chance? And I showed on a few of my videos there was definitely opportunities, but now it's you know, it's a whole different ball game. They're playing by different rules. So it'd be fantastic to know what you guys' views are, gold and silver, and where you're going from here, and what you personally think of the whole scene in general. Are you still just stacking normal bullion and business as usual, you know, cost averaging, or just accumulating and anything of the likes of? So hate or love it, guys. It'd be fantastic to know what you think of this video. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to come and follow me on the links that I left in the description, and I'll catch you guys on the rebound.